because he's out there with Kobe and Powell, Derek, guys that he feels that offensively can do a lot. He doesn't need to do as much. I think he needs to continue with that aggressive mindset and not put all of the onus on that man, number 24.
Well, it does all start with Kobe Bryant, Mark Hyatt, and David Jones, our three officials. Pau Gasol controls it. They're basically void of a center here in New York. David Lee, a very active guy, fourth in the league in rebounding, but not your pure post player. Lamar Odom trying to beat him off the dribble. Man, it's going to be a blocking foul coming over to help out. It was Jared Jeffries who picks up the contact. Couple of free throws.
Believe it or not, as much as the New York Knicks like offense, Jared Jeffries is in the game because of his defense. They like
successful, 14-5.
They have to play the same amount as everybody else. So no matter what type of detergent you use, it comes out in the rinse. So the Lakers will find out about their road record as the season progresses on, as they're on this 6-game road trip to start it off.
Lamar gets the first point of the game, splits a pair. They like to run the pick and roll just like we saw in Phoenix. David Lee all the way to the hole, follows his own. David Lee coming off an unbelievable game against the Indiana Pacers.
And that's going to be their style to start the game. It's to whoever Powell is guarding, take him off the dribble.
Kobe, I mentioned the success he has had over the last 5 and shooting in the last 5 at better than 50% for the field in 4 underneath the basket.
Lakers have to be, I talked about patience. I should also put smarts up there. You have to play smart.
Kobe beyond the arc. 2 for 2. Lakers by 4, 6-2. Well, Kobe gets pumped up every time he comes here. It means a lot. Chris Duhon answers zone. He's on the line. It's going to be, is it going to be a 3? No, they put up an arm and now they say it'll be a 2. Duhon denied by Kobe. 2 of the top 5 teams in scoring in the NBA. David Lee a little bit strong. He's increased his range, but that was just inside the arc. So that's a long one for him. Kobe's got a mismatch. Wants to get back to Lamar. Instead, he'll go himself. Not a bad idea. He's 3 for 3, and the Lakers lead by 4 once again.
What a stage to do your thing, especially when you're as talented as he is to begin with.
Lamar leaving it between his legs for Kobe. Not a bad idea, and anytime he wants it, he should take it. Short that time, and all the way back out to Quentin Richardson.
Yeah, right on the line, but just a half-inch short.
David Lee altered it, but he's an athletic guy. So David Lee, in his 4th year out of Florida, last player taken in the first round 4 years ago. And one of the better draft choices by the previous regime. Slipped over to Pound. Boy, it's almost like he lost it, but still got it off the glass high off the window. I think he wanted to dunk it first.
Similar to the shot he took initially.
Yeah, but they call it Dream Week. I call it Hell Week.
It could be a nightmare for him, that's for sure.
Fish popping up with a good look. Lakers by 3, 10-7, starting the contest 4 for 7, thanks to 3 for 4 at the outset from Kobe. It'll be Jared Jeffries. And usually you don't mind him from long range.
Yeah, but I mean, he can score a little bit, but he's not known as a scorer, known more as a defender. It slows him up just a bit. A little harder to run, taking it out of the net.
Good box out around the rim. Lamar, nobody stopped the ball yet. Kobe for 3. Man, picked up by Jeffries. So the Lakers, they get 1 of 2 from beyond the arc at the beginning of the game. As Richardson got away from Kobe, man, he fended it off well. The longer Lamar coming over. 1-point game. Kobe looking for Powell to dive with David Lee coming out and a break. It looked like a turnover, but a save. Kobe gets it right back, and Kobe beats Richardson. What a display early, 14-11. He pumped up a little bit for being here. Just a little. Now only 7 on the shot clock, but Duhon's free. Tried to, and it really did. Go down and then spin out.
See how the Lakers are playing smart? Slow it up a little bit. Run your offense. Try to get it in the inside in some fashion.
Kobe freed up. Man, target practice for him when nobody's in his grill. 16-11. Lakers by 5. 13 of the 16 belonging to Kobe. Talking about Pau Gasol on the block, and Pau Gasol needs some looks. Almost a loose ball foul coming over the back of Lee. So Lakers by 5, and you got to get back defensively, and Harrington blows the easy one as Kobe just tips it over to Luke Walton. A break there for the Lakers. Fish coming off an incredible game in Memphis. Good seal, Pau Gasol. And he was on his way down. Jeffries got it after it was out of the hands of Gasol. Biggest lead of the game now for the Lakers takes us to a timeout as they're up by 7.
Nice job by Powell that time of getting a little bit lower, closer to the box.
16 over the Knickerbockers. So David Lee stays on the floor with Duhan. Wilson Chandler has done a great job in this system. He's kind of thrived in this system. It works to his skills. Kobe tried to take it away on a gamble. Now inside of 10 of the shot clock. Duhan, mismatch. Jared Jeffries. And that hurts. Inside of 5 of the shot clock, Jared Jeffries brings it back within 5 because his range is usually around the rim by Derek Fisher.
Talk about a bundle of energy. That's Nate.
Now, inside and deep on the shot clock, and a great pass on the dribble penetration by Chris Duhan. So Chris Duhan in his 5th year out of Duke, and he is one of the top 10 in minutes played. That Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah, but Mike's always been a coach that plays about 7 or 8 guys a lot.
Pau Gasol posting it up. David Lee, soft touch, stays home. 20-15 as Pau Gasol has a half dozen on 3 of 5.
The middle of the floor away from him on that side.
Robinson wanted to take it early. Wilson Chandler. The floater over Luke Walton.
Well, very athletic move there. Just off the dribble, just else away.
I mentioned the Lakers lead the league in scoring. Knicks 5th best at 104. Wilson Chandler, 2nd year out of DePaul. And whether he starts or comes off the bench, he has succeeded for Mike D'Antoni. First round pick, 23rd overall selection for the Knicks last year. Good entry. Pau Gasol wants to go in the reverse and goes to the line. What an athletic play by the big guy.
Again, he felt all the pressure that David Lee was putting on his right shoulder, so that let him know he could go to his left baseline. Always goes on the passer. Make sure your guy's there.
Kobe held by Wilson Chandler off the ball as he had beaten him. And the hold will send Kobe to the free throw line for a pair. Lakers, I'm talking about statistically, but the Lakers right now 12th in the league, which is pretty strong when you consider where they were a couple of years ago in free throw percentage. The Lakers now up by 7. And Gallinari.
That's a good read by Gallinari. Trevor dove into the lane like to make the steal, and when he was off balance, he got attacked.
The second attempt for Little Nate. Farmar going to the cup, and Trevor Ariza had the opportunity, so 2 right next to the rim. And Robinson behind the Lakers as they didn't get back defensively. 26-23, so instead of a 28-21 advantage, the ball coming out of bounds.
A nice opportunity there to get the steal.
How does Robinson deflect that? He read the pass obviously very well from Farmar. A turnover for the Lakers. Robinson on the run. Man, he created the contacts. That's why there was no whistle on Lamar Odom. Now advantage Lakers. The trailer, Pau Gasol. Farmar with a beautiful drop of the bounce.
It's a nice running of the floor by Powell because Trevor had the outside lane. Powell could have very easily just slowed up.
So Gasol with a dozen. 27 of the first 28 belonging to Kobe. And Pau Gasol. 3-pointer, that's their game. They have taken far more 3-point attempts as Wilson Chandler gets it that time. The other one would have been close to them, within about 150 3-point attempts. The Orlando Magic. Now David Lee tracking Kobe, and because of the space, Kobe burns him. Lee was worried he was going to try to go around him. Kobe's got 18. Lakers lead by 5, 31-26.
Time up to help.
Tim Thomas. Good close by Lamar Odom. And the Lakers now can play for the final shot. That barely got to the rim, thanks to the challenge by Lamar Odom.
And Lamar's long arm, boy, you always have to be concerned when he's challenging you.
So Kobe flattens him out down to the baseline. Up against Wilson Chandler. On the dribble penetration, blocked away by Chandler because of the right hand, not the left hand. And a good sequence for Chandler.
Nice recovery by Chandler. Kobe had him beat and tried to go underneath and gets the shot blocked. But Kobe puts that one away in the memory banks and says, okay, Wilson, I'll see you again in just a few minutes. The Lakers by 5.
Almost played for Mike D'Antoni. He was drafted by the Phoenix Suns, 21st overall, but was traded. And came over with Quentin Richardson in a deal for Kurt Thomas. Bad matchup for Vladimir Radmanovic against a very strong Al Harrington.
Especially when you ISO. I mean, nobody went over to give him any support once he got to the painted area.
Second chance opportunity with a lot of time on the shot clock. Wow. Picked up by Tim Thomas.
Sasha would benefit from D'Antoni. A shot every 6 seconds.
Wilson Chandler all the way to the cup. Trevor Ariza forces it. Radmanovich, no new shot clock for the Lakers. A three. And Pau Gasol taken away by Nate Robinson as he brought it down. So the Knicks doing what they want now. Getting to the rim. Gallinari tried to make the spectacular play on the reverse. Lakers with a 3-on-1. And Ariza throwing it down over Harrington. Trevor Ariza.
Well, Gallinari, all he had to do was take a regular shot, but he outguessed himself. And out as we get a second look at Ariza attacking the rim, which he does oh so well. But you got to find out how good of a passer out of a double team players are. So if Harrington is starting to get off on the single coverage,
have to make a decision on David Lee, who's a restricted free agent at the end of the year. Farmar, good look. Jordan gets the long one. Lakers by 5, 36-31. A decisive triple for Farmar.
I mean, that jump shot was sweet. Speed is always there.
Bad pass by Robinson. Harrington wasn't set yet for the entry. On the trail, Pau Gasol as Sasha hit him in stride.
Well, they teach you stop at the free throw line and make a decision. They've been consistent with that call also. 8:51 left to go in the half. Jordan Farmar looking sweet on his jumper. And Sasha, fine Pau for the easy one. Thank you very much.
McEnroe, the great tennis player. John, you are a big basketball fan. We see you at Staples Center all the time. You're a native New Yorker. Who are you rooting for tonight?
Well, I'm a Knick at heart. You know, I'm a Knick fan. I love the Lakers. I have a home in Malibu for 25 years. And this is what we have to gauge ourselves against, the Lakers, because Phil's doing a great job. The Lakers are so deep, but we're coming along. I mean, we're getting at least some respect now. And I think we're a couple guys away. But I think we're going to get in the playoffs. We'll get our feet wet and maybe one at the French.
Well, it's great to see you and great to watch. Thanks, John.
Appreciate it.
Joel, Stu, back to you.
All right. And he brings up a couple of good points here, talking about the Knicks. So thanks to John McEnroe. On the move, Trevor Ariza on a spin on the run. Another dunk. Lakers by 8, their biggest so far.
Trevor getting a shot here at Madison Square Garden, where he played here, remember.
His second-round pick.
And 2 dunks now for him as he reads the defense. Nice finish. Pain.
At the same time, people are saying the Pistons are painful to watch at times. The other extreme is it's just lost. Given away by Radmanovich. 40-34. Lakers by half dozen. That is their 4th turnover of the game. The rookie, that's one thing he can do. Gallinari out of Italy, 6'10", 225-pounder. He's had back issues that Robinson had at Staples Center. Now the length of Wilson Chandler up against Kobe. And Kobe
what about
right off the bench. Makes no difference.
What about that length?
So Kobe's got 21 on 7 of 11.
You must mention.
Now on the screen from Josh Powell. Josh is just trying to get out of the way. Did you see him put his hands up into the air like, I'm trying to give you your space. Kobe over Chandler after the crossover. Inside the arc. I don't care. It's looked good, didn't it? 45-39 Lakers by half dozen.
I'll tell you something. He's got this crowd buzzing, boy.
Counts if it goes. Duan will look for the three-point play. Well, the Lakers lead, but there have been a lot of breakdowns now in the second quarter.
Finally decides Chandler, you want some of this? Chandler's there, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he's got the touch tonight as he puts in his 23rd point on 8 out of 12.
33 the game before, but it's changed. That rotation has changed with Lamar now in the starting lineup.
And that's what happens with injuries. You have to adjust your substitution pattern and who you put in and what time. So the Lakers with depth will be able to absorb it, I hope.
Kobe now on the switch by David Lee. Stops on a dime. Kobe puts the Lakers back up by 5 at 47-42. Just set a pick for him, will you guys? David Lee losing the handle. Trevor Ariza coming away with it. Lakers have numbers. He's got Kobe on the wing, and Kobe flying home. Two-hander by 7. 27 for 24.
Well, they're getting their money's worth. The crowd is cheering for Kobe in a big way. I thought we were on the. Didn't you say we were playing a road game?
Is it a road? I think it's a neutral site now.
I don't know. Spike Lee says, I don't know if I like this. I've seen this happen before. As Kobe with 5:44 to play in the half gets point number 27 with that one there. Because the Lakers have opened up a little bit of a cushion. 7 points.
Running of offense early for the Lakers, and in particular Kobe. Jumping it for Lamar, and Lamar throws it down. Lakers by 7 again, 51-44, as Kobe, the facilitator that time, with a quick double.
Now 2 on me means somebody's open. Lamar, must be you. Lamar with the throw down. Nice play.
The one guy now with the backcourt of Robinson and Duhan.
Speedier, you mean?
It's quick.
They always have a speed lineup.
Kobe beats Chandler on his way down. Another 29 for Kobe. And he was just about on the ground when he put it up. 53-45, Lakers by 8. The experts. Lakers by 9. And that is their biggest lead of the game. Robinson, good help from Pau Gasol. It'll be Wilson Chandler. And Lamar had it tapped away. Harrington keeping it alive. Fish will pick it up.
Got blindsided.
Nobody there for Pau Gasol. He'll reverse it home. Another dunk for Gasol. And the Lakers now have that double figure you were talking about. Up by 11.
Again.
6:45. We saw Spike Lee earlier. Cheech and Chong courtside tonight. Steve Sharippa. Everybody's out. Matthew Modine. Beautiful day in New York. Mentioned, walked all over the city today. And the
defender was right there.
Duhan denied. On the run, Nate Robinson. And they've not done all that much beyond the arc. Only a couple of three-pointers. In fact, the Lakers have 2 more three-pointers than the Knicks. Plus to play. Chandler trying to get to the hole. Pau Gasol switched off nicely. Kobe leaks out. Showtime. Lakers by a dozen. Their biggest lead at 59-47.
Kobe with 31.
It'll be Robinson, blocked by Luke Walton. Farmar's got it. Luke's still available, still waiting. And he deserved it.
Yes, he did.
He really deserved that.
You talk about closing on a shooter on his right side, on the shooting side, so that your momentum takes you past him. Not only that, he could block the shot and went past him.
By the way, that's his first shot of the game. Farmar jumps it, spinning away. Farmar coming down, leaving it off for Lamar. And a blocking foul and an easy call as Robinson came under, and I hope Lamar's okay.
Yeah, Lamar got the smile on his face. Up already. Good job of running the floor. But I'm just still talking about that defense of Luke. Everyone's talking about the offense of Kobe. Close out, passed him on the right side. Great recognition, gets a piece of it. So sure, it just stands to reason that he would get the shot and make it. He deserved every bit of it. I can almost understand it because Kobe is so hot. Pau, 7 out of 9 from the field.
Pau keeps it alive. Lamar, they call a reach.
Season high tonight. How come you're so down? The guy was guarding. He lit me up like a Christmas tree.
Just torched me.
I thought Christmas was over. He lit me up.
62-49, Lakers by 13. Kobe leaving him. Couldn't finish. But boy, did he have some space. Chandler went one way and he stopped. He was at the opposite end of the spectrum. Little Nate kept it in play. I thought that was out of bounds.
Nate had some serious hops.
That clipped the side of the glass. Chandler. And he got it over Pau Gasol. Now let's see. I talk about closing quarters, closing halves.
Well, they're not closing this one very well.
62-51. Lakers by 11. Kobe sees a crease. He's tripped up. And he'll go to the line. Curls it home. That'll help. And how about 33 of the 64 for Kobe?
Put on a show, number 24. Gets the bump, the concentration on the target, the and one. And the crowd starts again. Their MVP chant.
At the Garden.
At the Garden.
Knicks fans starting to come alive. You can hear the boos in the background for the people that started the MVP chant. 65.5 for the Lakers on 58% shooting. So Kobe gets the free throw. He hasn't missed there yet. He's 13 of 19 for the field. Al Harrington. Boy, he held that pose, didn't he?
That's the way you teach it, too, boy. Pose for the cameraman. Hands up together, hands down together. Take that picture.
Gasol slipping downstairs. Space for Kobe on the step back. Kept alive by Walton. Picked up by Lee. Final 10 seconds. They've got numbers. It'll be Wilson Chandler. And Lamar defended it well. Now, what's it going to be for the Lakers? Farmar didn't see it coming. Can he get it off in time? It'll be an air ball. All said and done, Lakers with a real strong start at the Garden with a double-digit lead at the break.
Yeah, very nice start for the Lakers, but there's 24 minutes left to play, and that man, can he stay hot? We'll find out.
Our halftime score is 65-54 Lakers as Kobe turned on the crowd in the first 24 minutes of play. Let's head to the studio now and join Jim Hill, James Worthy. Time at the Jack in the Box. Halftime.
When you have three starters, the Lakers have three starters who have combined to take 4 shots.
It'll be Al Harrington, good close by Lamar, but Harrington with a quick release. That was a tough shot. Al Harrington, right out of high school in New Jersey, the guard. Harrington wanted it. Luke Walton took away the path in the paint. David Lee going to shoot 2. So Pau Gasol with the foul. David Lee with the free throws. And execution for the Knicks right out of the locker room. College career at Florida, where he was taken 30th overall back in 2005. And one of the best picks by the previous regime of the Knicks. Is up to 9. Now Pau Gasol on the dive. Lamar Odom, high percentage. Gasol, the patience you documented at the top of the telecast.
Well, that time he didn't put the ball on the floor, though, and they sent that second guy halfway on the way, and Lamar recognized it with the quick dive.
The Lakers by a half dozen. Quentin Richardson did not see many minutes in the second quarter. They had a hot Wilson Chandler. That is Jared Jeffries. The Lakers did not rotate over at all on the weak side lob. And it took a while to get there.
We're a little bit lackadaisical and they throw the ball away. I mean, they have come out of the locker room as flat can be.
So they've only got a deuce on the board so far in the opening 2 minutes. The Knicks, they're fired up. As Harrington had it spiked away momentarily, stays with the play. Al Harrington's on, by the way. 67-65, the run 11-2 to start the second half of the Knickerbockers. Side, Richardson had a seal. He'll finally get it, and it'll be blocked from behind by Kobe, right on top of the basketball. Lamar's got to protect it. Get it inside, Luke Walton. David Lee trying to recover and help out. Luke Walton, they exploited the mismatch against Duhan originally. 69-65, Lakers by 4. He's got 10 straight double-doubles, as you see, second best in the league, and 19 out of the last 20 games. He's been so consistent for this team.
Well, Lakers been outscored by 9 in less than 4 minutes, so they've got to pick it up again.
Kobe on a fall away. The floater off balance. 71-67. First 2 points of the second half for Kobe as he's got 36. And Al Harrington stepping back beyond the arc. Good box out that time. Gasol finding David Lee. The bounce telegraphed. Yep, terrible. Another turnover for the Lakers. That's 9 for the game. Good jump by Fish, and then he is grabbed from behind. Now the Lakers have numbers. Pau Gasol, the pass. Luke Walton sends a beauty to Gasol. One that Pau went down and got.
Yeah, that one didn't come up very high, and Pau with the nice soft hands was able to gobble it up and lay it in. It's in succession for the Knicks as Luke with the bounce pass. We talked about not coming up, but Pau was there to receive it, lay it in.
Fish, a catalyst last game, going 6 of 7 from the field, had 14 points. Kobe, little up fake on David Lee. The fall away, it's his. We've seen that a few million times. 75-67. Kobe's got 38. And 38, missing only 8 times on 15 of 23. The dive by Lee. And he came from, what, 30 feet from the basket?
Yeah, but again, that time the Lakers doubled way too far away from the basket. 18 feet from the rim. Unless it's Kobe.
Fish, the triple's available. Derek's got it. Lakers 78-69. Fish's second shot of the game. His first basket. Little pep at the step of the Knicks. You can see that, the way they're moving it, sharing it. Harrington got home.
We're between 3 defenders that time. I mean, you got to, if you're going to be there, get shoulder to shoulder. Make sure that he can't split you.
He's on the glass. In fact, leading everybody on the window tonight. Lamar asking for it. Popping up with the triple. Stays out. Pau Gasol, though, ready. And the Lakers get a fresh shot clock. Luke finds Kobe. And, ooh. Fortunately, a safe landing as Jeffries clipped him on his way in midair. Free throws for Kobe when we come back.
Well, nice running of the offense by the Lakers that time. Just read the defense, run the offense, but play some defense on the other end because Kobe can't do it all.
11 boards, 8 assists. And at 40 once again at the Garden. He's yet to miss from the free throw line. It puts the Lakers back up, as you mentioned. Now that halftime margin of 11, a 13-4 run after the Knicks got it down to 2. Al Harrington.
See, Lamar closed and ouch, altered that shot so badly.
Nate Robinson back into the game for the Knicks along with Wilson Chandler. Kobe held up on the fly. He wanted to go to Pau Gasol. That's on his way down. That's how good it is for this guy. 42.
I tell you, boy, he can create some shots for himself.
David Lee way out there. And David Lee. They took away the guys that he wanted to hand it off and pass to on the cut. Just turned around and faced up.
There were so many people in amazement on this one. Pass, up, shot. Makes it look easy. That is not easy to do.
So a little more than 4 to play. Lamar behind a wall. Not close. Luke Walton had it batted away. But, ooh, it'll belong, they say. Last touch by Luke. Nate Robinson.
Didn't Nate hit that ball out of Luke's hand?
Yeah. It was Nate who batted it. And Luke was trying to go the other way with it. Duan, nobody accounted for him. And Robinson, the Lakers were asleep, getting the layup. And for some reason, they relaxed at the defensive end.
Never relax when you're on the court in between the lines.
David Lee holding up Pau Gasol.
I'm rooting for the Knicks.
There's the double nickel he's talking about. Michael Jordan. And Kobe right now at 42 points. And a reach by Duhan with 11 left on the shot clock.
They're out of fouls, so this year. I mean, 1, obviously more wins, but 2, just the brand of play. Right. It's fun to watch the Knicks. They play hard. They give the fans their money's worth.
Well, Mike D'Antoni, he said the one thing, these guys are really trying every night. He goes, I can never complain about mistakes because they really put in the effort. And that's why he's back in the starting lineup for Mike D'Antoni.
Well, he can present some real problems for people.
Yeah, you can play him in a lot of positions too, can't you?
Yes, you can.
Pau Gasol posting up against David Lee. Middle, go to the line, get the three-point opportunity.
Now that time Pau went a little stronger to the middle. You see how he bent his knees and really got some good leverage when he went into the middle. David Lee's there, but that second defender's coming. But Pau, strong, gets the roll, gets the foul, and 1. That's the way you have to attack. Can't go soft there. Got to get your hands on it, grip it tight, go up strong.
And for 66 of the 88. Crazy. Can't live like that.
Well, you can live like that 1 night, 2 nights out of the year. You can't take a steady diet of that, that's for sure.
So putting together a very nice night is Pau Gasol. Kobe trying to get it. Gallinari is game. And the Lakers ball watching. Standing around, didn't go to the rim, getting near the body, and Al Harrington slips inside, 89-82.
Al Harrington
there. Robinson has not hurt the Lakers, and that's one of the keys. He's got a good look that time, though. Jordan was almost like he was funneling them to the baseline, but they were already there anyway, and he gave him space. 89-84.
Caught him, basically.
Down to
then
2.
The Lakers went back up by 11, and now it's back to 5. It's just up and down.
Mismatch if they can get it inside. Kobe on his way down, glasses it home. 91-84. Baylor-esque once again. Kobe's got 46. Robinson the crossover, protected it, didn't get it, and Farmar, fortunately for the Lakers, took it away from Chandler. He's got to watch out. Farmar going strong to the hole. Pau Gasol will help him out. Jordan can't believe he didn't get the layup. Lakers by 9 anyway. Running the floor to pay it off. Gallinari stepping back. Under the long rebound, Robinson almost beat Ariza.
Good thing that Trevor short-armed that one. You know, he short dribbled it to keep it out of Nate Robinson's hands.
Kobe waits for the pick. It'll be Farmar. He's already got one. Give him a couple of triples. Lakers by a dozen. Just like that, 96-84.
Like I said, up and down, up and down. The roller coaster continues.
It's a game of streaks. Chandler got away and shoots two. We've seen some breakdowns defensively, haven't we?
Consistently. Again, as Kobe sets it up for Jordan Farmar, and Jordan shows that pretty stroke of his and knocks down another triple. No, he's out for.
I know.
Let's see, what is it? 9. Let me see. He'll be back about the 8-something mark, probably, unless the Knicks go on a real spurt.
10-point ball game. Man, the Lakers. Well, they push it for the 2-for-1. Farmar, sense of urgency. It looks that way.
Now they should just work on getting a good shot.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of time.
Yeah.
Gasol up against the small forward and Tim Thomas. Thought he'd back him down. Sasha challenged 3 is not close. Lamar after it. Kept it alive, and the Knicks will play for the final shot.
Sasha's had 2 guys running at him on his shots now. He knows that that's the game plan for them. So just up fake them, let them fly by, and improve your angle.
Robinson, final 5 seconds. Go into the hole, high off the glass, and a break. Lakers will go to the start of the 4th with still a double-digit lead. Lost the quarter by only 1 point.
Yeah, they lost by only 1. If they lose this one by only 1, they'll be in good shape. But Kobe says, we're not going to lose this one by 1 because I'm going to continue to be on fire. And that's what he is right now.
Lamar thought he tried to take Harrington off the dribble. He will now. Good idea. And it'll be Harrington popping it back, but Ariza gets to it. And Trevor floats right past Chris Duhon, who thought he had a charge coming.
You see Trevor change direction. He was going back defensively. The ball got popped free, stopped on a dime, beat everybody to it, then gets the shot.
At 16 in the second half, the other game.
The reason they want to run is they want to see Kobe again. And they figure if they make a run, that'll force Kobe back in the game. If the Lakers open up this spread here, you may not see number 24 anymore.
After that miss, Nate Robinson, 4 for 13. Tim Thomas sizing it up. Lee gets it for Gallinari. He'll go to the line and a 3-point chance. And Trevor Ariza took a shot to the chops in the process, but he did definitely get him. He bumped him.
The Lakers have got to clean up the defensive glass here. I mean, just giving up attempt after attempt is David Lee again making it happen.
Now who's going to be the source for the Lakers with Kobe on the bench? Sash, too strong. Ariza cuts it, wraps it up. 102-89. How about that?
Trevor did that with his elbow.
It'll be Nate Robinson. And the foul on Sash, but they're still buzzing because of the former second-round pick of the Knicks, Trevor Ariza.
This is the jumper. Trevor is on that runway and takeoff, landing. I mean, look how he doesn't even get control of the ball, really. He just powers it through. That's why I say he did it with his elbow.
So spread it out. Somebody's going to have to get 2 or 3 guys combining for those 26 points that Andrew Bynum brings.
Back turned to that play and made the block.
Got to get Pau Gasol deep on the block up against Tim Thomas, a small forward. Repost. Step back. Gasol. It'll stay there. 104-91. Powell's got 29.
This may be the quietest 30-point game a player's ever had. Well, maybe not. I remember that. Well, I read the newspaper when Wilt had 100. Somebody else had some points, and nobody knew it.
Robinson sets up the triple for Thomas. And he's got it. They wanted a foul on the finish. 4 minutes gone by in the 4th. Talking about patience at the top of the telecast. Now, Pau Gasol right around the rookie. They could have called a foul on that. So even up time. Pau Gasol now to 31 on 12 of 17.
Well, maybe it's not so quiet now.
Well, it's pretty efficient, though. 2 on 3. They've had some like that, haven't they? Ariza picks up the board, weaving his way away from the water bug. Hey, Robinson. Kobe off the bench. 108-94.
There's 48.
48 for Kobe. He's ice cold, isn't he? Tim Thomas answers inside the arc. And they're due for a run. They haven't had a run since, well, the first 2-3 minutes of the 3rd quarter. Ariza. And Gallinari got a piece of that, but Ariza stayed strong enough to get it there.
Yeah, Ariza was just a little higher than Gallinari that time.
Into double figures with 10.
Somebody else in double figures besides Kobe and Powell?
Chandler on the reverse. He got it.
You see Kobe pat himself? That's his way of telling the staff, my defense is bad.
Got away from me. Need to protect it. Up by a dozen. Kobe taking 2 on. Man, a couple of free throws coming up. Boy, that was a hard shot by Thomas.
Yeah, that was one of those fouls where you're not scoring the basket. You might make 2 free throws. I'm going to say something to Spike. Hey, Spike, here comes the nickel. Whether you get the double nickel, only 6 minutes will tell, but here comes the nickel.
It's 50 and counting.
There's the nickel.
So the Lakers by 14. They are alive at the Garden tonight for Kobe. Nate Robinson had to alter it. Josh Powell, I hope he's okay.
Everybody got beat up on that play.
Oh, he crashed. That was a tough crash landing. Powell saw with the rebound. And Josh is slow, man, with good reason. Wow. Kobe fouled by Duhan. 5:42 to play.
This timeout came just at the right time for Josh Powell. He needs a minute to recover from that fall. Man, but he's bouncing around. Tough customer. 5:42 left in the game. Name off. Because that is ridiculous.
52 for Kobe.
With that particular call, they have really made that call one of their specialties.
Kobe got Chandler out of position, and back to the free throw line he goes. It'll be Tim Thomas checking back in. Kobe now with 54, still moving up the leaderboard.
And I want to make sure we get a shot of my boy Spike when he hit that double nickel. Throwing the pass, but then did a poor job of turning it over.
Duhan setting it up for David Lee. 116 to 100. Still time for the Knicks to make a run at the Lakers. 6 for 21 for Nate Robinson and Chris Duhan. So Kobe at 54. Foul the 3. He'll go to the free throw line. So he's trying to become the first player to go for better than 55 against the Knicks. That is the standard set by Michael Jordan. Kobe will put it at 56. And he's done it. A new standard has been set at Madison Square Garden by an opposing player against the Knickerbockers. Now, up next, Bernard King, 60.
And I'm telling you, there's 4 minutes left. If he stays on the floor, he's going to get it.
Kobe Bryant with 57 points tonight. I think you heard about that double nickel comment. Lakers by 19. Saul did a good job at the baseline defensively. Tim Thomas. The short corner 3. 119-103. Lakers by 16.
And he's going to get to 60 with a 3. So not the old-fashioned way.
Kobe on a spin. What a pivot. Yes! 121-103. 59 for Kobe. What a display. They can't believe it courtside. Neither can we. Harrington barely gets into the rim. And Kobe popped it away, but it belonged to Lee and the Knickerbockers with 3:09 left.
Spike, I don't blame you, man. This shot is something. You talk about utilizing your pivot foot. Spike said, "You kidding me?"
The 3 goes down for Chris Duhan, but they have failed beyond the arc, which is their specialty. Just 7 of 25. All right, 60 is the target. Most ever scored at the Garden that opened in February of 1968. Kobe says it's yours. Backs out. Instead, it'll be Ariza. Trev against the team that drafted him. Puts the Lakers up to 124. And Ariza with 13 off the bench.
The most points scored in the Garden this season.
Lamar Odom looking at Kobe. Here it comes up against Chandler. And he'll go to the free throw line. Held up by Wilson Chandler. That will take us to a timeout. He's got to come back out of there. Free throws his way.
Number 24. Mamba. 2 minutes and 33 to go, and it's been the Kobe Bryant Show. Kobe Bryant. I mean, he has electrified this Madison Square Garden crowd. I mean, they've been on their feet. Every move he's made, every basket he's made, and he's made a lot of those. I mean, difficult shots, easy shots, but more the difficult variety. This one, that is difficult. The one prior to that was difficult. This one here, very difficult. Even Spike had to finally stand up and say, "You kidding me?" Yeah, whatever that piece is you're doing on Kobe, Spike, you better ask him about the game tonight, as he looks to surpass most points in the game at Madison Square Garden by Bernard King. And Bernard King was an absolute killer, boy. I mean, he could flat out score. I think he got 51 night. He had 2 broken thumbs. I'm serious. I am serious.
So now Kobe goes to the line, leading to the most points ever at the Garden that opened in '68. He has just equaled the mark of Bernard King with 60. We see him every night, and you never, or you just aren't ever amazed anymore by what he does.
You're amazed, but you're not surprised.
Right, and that's the point, that he continues to play at an incredible level. He's got it. Kobe Bryant has now scored more points than any other player at Madison Square Garden with 61.
Get any more unless he gets a steal and a breakaway.
Jim Thomas. And David Lee will go to the line. So it should be Assad Sunyue coming in. Yes, Kobe will go over to the bench. And what a magnificent one. Kobe Bryant, a standing ovation at Madison Square Garden from some of the most educated observers of the game.
He even got a high five from PJ. I'm serious. I mean,
this is a crowd that
Phil recognizes what he did here at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, they appreciate the best. He is at the top in the NBA. The very best. Nobody plays at his level. There are other spectacular guys, other exceptional players. LeBron James is a freak, but nobody plays like Kobe. It'll be picked up by Wilson Chandler. Kobe Bryant, the story, the show. And can you get the Knicks on the schedule 4 times a year? So he's got at least two games a season here at the Garden.
Physical skills, the elevation, and those things start to go away. Because if it's fundamental footwork, he's going to be able to do it.
Well, there's a passion and a determination for Kobe that doesn't exist in many that we've seen. And you can go over the decades in the NBA. And that's his commitment, what he puts in before he ever gets on the floor for 48 minutes a night.
Yeah, it's not by accident that he's as good as he is.
Right. I mean, the dedication. And that'll do it on a night where Kobe stopped the presses. And in a market where they really appreciate greatness. As Kobe Bryant has 61 points, 61 of the 126 for the Lakers. And the score doesn't indicate how he pulled away and put it away for the Lakers tonight. So 126-117 our final as we head over to Kobe with John Ireland.
Thanks, Kobe. This building opened in February of 1968. Every great player that since then's come through, you know, hold the scoring record in this building. How does it make you feel?
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty awesome.
The opponent record was Jordan. He had 55. The record was Bernard King at 60. You just passed them both.
Wow, man. That's I don't know what to say, man. That's awesome. It's a blessing.
What is it about New York? You know, 5 years in a row I've interviewed you after the Knicks game. There is something about this city, something about this building. What is it?
You know, I just enjoy playing here, and I think, you know, on top of the fact that it's an electrifying place, you know, I was a little PO'd because Big Drew went down, you know, and it was something I felt like this was a hump game where we had to have it. You know, we couldn't come out here and play so-so. We needed to get this game in order to make the rest of the trip a positive one.
I know that you had to pick up some of the slack, as you mentioned, with Andrew. You're not going to get 61 every night, but are you going to score more until he comes back? Is that part of your plan?
Well, you know, I'm going to read the defense. You know, we you know, last year we played without him. That wasn't the plan then, and it's not going to change now. But I'm going to read the defense, and now we have, me scoring is a luxury. It's not a necessity. So if I get going, then, we'll ride that hot hand and keep the momentum going.
The question every Laker fan's asking is, can you guys win, get the best record, win the title if Drew doesn't come back?
Sure we can. We knew we were a great team last year. We believe we'll be a great team this year. But I tell you, man, having that big fella there, it takes us to another level. And we're all optimistic that he's going to be back in the middle, blocking shots, getting double-doubles like he was before. And when he comes back, we'll be ready to go.
Last thing for you, I interviewed Spike Lee during the game. He says that you and him are working on a documentary. You're actually going to go home and do some work now back at the hotel.
I gotta go work.
Is he even going to speak to you after what you just did to his Knicks?
That's another thing. I had to make sure I focus because I want to sit next to him, tonight, going over this film and him talking trash and popping off at the mouth about how the Knicks beat us. So
I think you took care of that. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's Kobe Bryant. He holds the scoring record in this building.
Gigi, Nani, Vivi, I'll be home in a little bit. Love you guys.
Congratulations, Kobe Bryant.
So 61 for Kobe. It's easy to forget there was another guy who had 31 and 14. Pau Gasol. And down the road, because of what he did tonight, Stu, there's going to be double-figure assist games for Kobe because people are going to see what he did against the Knicks, and there's going to be the early doubles.